You're probably wondering, if you can see, why I am just completely soaked, and that's because me and Dakota just had a snowball fight and I lost.
You don't look wet at all.
Well, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Fitment Industries, and more specifically, another episode of the Build Sheet, where today we are going to be doing a continuation of some tips for building on a budget. Before we go ahead and get into it, I just wanted to give you a quick reminder about our giveaway that we have going on right now, and couldn't tie in any better to today's topic, because we are giving away not only a free set of wheels, but also a free set of tires and suspension. You heard that right. We have partnered with Cosmos Racing, Silver Suspension, and Michelin tires to give away a free wheel, tire, and suspension package. All you have to do is pick up this here sweatshirt, you know, with the good stuff on the back, the Cosmos, the Silvers, the Michelin, all that kind of stuff. And I might as well just, you know, end the video right there, because, you know, pick up any of our giveaway apparel is probably like the best tip for building on a budget, because either you get a nice shirt to wear while you're working on cars or something like that, or you just get to win free car parts. I mean, what else could you want? Go ahead and check out the link down in the description below, or click here somewhere. I think something pops up, I'm not exactly sure. If you can't find any of that, just go to fitmentindustries.com. If you recall back to just about a year ago, we did a video all about some tips on building on a budget. We get it, right? There's this thing called life, and that happens. Life happens, and life tends to be, you know, pretty expensive, and unfortunately we can't just dump all of our money into our cars, no matter how much we want to. I mean, you can, I'm not gonna stop you. However, it doesn't have to be that way. But we were back with part 2 for that video with a few more tips on how you can build your car the way you'd like. So first up, it's cliche, right? But everything starts with a solid foundation, and that is especially true when looking into diving into modifying a car. Starting with a car or platform that has a lot of aftermarket parts or support for it is extremely important when looking for a project car to start wrenching on. Not only that, keep in mind exactly how much those parts are actually going to run you. This is one of the sole reasons why cars like the Civics, the Miatas, the 350Zs, and all the sorts like that are so damn popular, and why they are very popular among younger enthusiasts. Not only are the cars themselves pretty freaking affordable, but so are their parts, and there's so many parts out there. And guess what? Most of them are still being manufactured, which is a plus, because the last thing you want to have happen is get into a project and realize that there's nothing aftermarket out there for your car anymore, and you have to spend a ton on the parts that are out there currently, because they have probably been since discontinued, or you have to have someone custom make you something, which isn't always the cheapest. Having a solid foundation to your build with a car that is supported with an array of parts and is going to be reliability, right? Another key thing to keep in mind, to make sure that as soon as you do start to add things to your car, like maybe adding more power or something like that, the whole thing just doesn't go kaboom a few miles later. Tip number 2 is one that may be hard for some people, me included, but get rid of your old stuff. That's right. Whether it be OEM parts that you just took off and replaced with aftermarket parts, or maybe you bought the car with some aftermarket stuff already installed, but it wasn't really, you know, your thing, so you ended up ditching it, replacing it with something else. Sell the stuff. You would truly be surprised at what you can post up on the Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace and people will actually pay money for. Things like stock exhaust, wheels, suspension, seats, literally almost anything. Someone out there is probably looking for it. And no, you're not gonna rake in an absolute fortune from selling this stuff. However, getting something for it is better than having to just sit around in your garage collecting dust and taking up a bunch of unnecessary space. I may have had the entire stock exhaust from my FRS and wheels from someone's Jeep sitting in my garage for over a year. Maybe I should take my own advice. Tip number 3, and I can't say this enough: use your resources. Now, Gels, what do you mean by use your resources? And what I mean by that is ask for help. Get a couple of your car friends together and start to work on your car. Odds are that if you don't know how to do something, if you decide to wrench on your car, that someone you know does. And it's going to save you a bit of cash from either A, breaking something, or B, paying someone else to do it. Outside of that, there's a wonderful thing you may have heard of. It's called the internet, and like YouTube and cool stuff like that. And all the YouTube mechanic jokes aside, there actually is a ton of useful information, almost to the point where you can get a step-by-step guide to pretty much anything you would ever want to do to a car. And this goes for more than actually just working on your car as well. A lot of times you may know someone who may know someone who may know someone else that can likely fabricate like stuff. So in the case you may want to do something special or one-off and you know people, you may be able to get it done for just a little bit cheaper. Whether it be something from metal fabrication or maybe something cool for your interior that can be 3D printed. Going into tip number 4, don't underestimate the power of DIY. And no, you didn't accidentally just click on a 5-minute crafts video. This is an absolutely enormous amount of information out there for DIY stuff, and it's actually some pretty good information. Subaru and Volkswagen are great examples of communities that love to share things that they have done to their cars for very little to absolutely no cost to themselves. Check out some forums and get to work. You would be surprised as to how easy it actually is to make a decent looking front splitter diffuser. I'm literally talking about templates that you can like print out from your printer in PDF form. Tape the sheets together with some, Scotch tape, throw it on a piece of material and cut it out. Going back to the 3D printer thing again, 3D printers have become relatively cheap. And if you don't have one, odds are you probably don't, but the odds again that you know someone who does are pretty decent. So whether it be something as simple as a bracket you need to mount something that you're working on, or something that fits in an 8" by 8" by 8". 3D printing has become very, very popular in the car community for a variety of different things. And then that brings us to our last and final tip. Tip number 5 for building on a budget. Here's another cliche. Are you ready for it? Build your car for you. There it is. Your build doesn't have to be anything extensive, and if it is, that's great too. You can do what you want. That's the whole point of building your car. What's important is to take a look at what you can do with the budget that you actually have and what you can actually get with that to do to your car with that amount of budget. I know I just kind of like ran in circles, but we're just gonna move on. Maybe it's just looks that make you happy, or maybe you can get away with a decent power increase. Whatever that case may be, as long as you're having a good time driving your car or working on your car, what else could you ask for? So there you have it, 5 more tips for building on a budget. So let us know down in the comments below anything you have done to help save a little bit of extra cash on your car build. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. And like I said in the beginning, another tip would be to participate in our giveaways, man. It's like what we do, like this one, free wheels, tires, and suspension. It's crazy. So that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of The Build Sheet. I'm Gels from Fitment Industries. We will see you later. Peace.